voice. Oh my gosh. Well, I have been up since 3:30, so forgive me. I am way due for a nap. So, let's see. Goodness, I have so much to talk about. I did say we could do some questions and answers, so I will try to do that. Let's see, what does it say down there? It should be fine. I think I'm public, probably. Um, making sure. Let's see. So, um, hmm, my loving master is doing very well, taking very good care of him, and he's lost his little beer belly that he had. His little beer belly. It was so cute. I thought it was cute. But and he's doing just fantastic. He's feeling much better, and certainly, oh my God, mm, he was off yesterday, and it was just. I mean, it's always unbelievable. He can like put his finger near my ear, and it's just like, or like even a tiny growl, not even a real growl, and I'll just be like, that's what's supposed to happen when you've been married and been together for a long time. You're supposed to be able to know how to turn each other on and really enjoy everything, and have greater intimacy, not less. So if people are doing it wrong, I'm very sad about that, but whatever. Got my bow in. So, I had the cutest shoes, cute little pink flowers on them. But anyway, so there's just so much mess online right now. It's unbelievable. I am happy to hear more men and women, mostly men, speaking about repealing the 19th Amendment, because we all know women are the majority of vote. They vote majority progressive, leftist, biggest government, the biggest government, bigger welfare, and it is what it is, and also historically shown to lead to the demise of that civilization. So everywhere women were liberated, sexual promiscuity was rampant, divorce, and all sorts of destruction of the society, basically. So there's been a lot of good videos done. Black Pigeon Speaks has done excellent videos on Undead Chronic, Sir Hammerhand. I mean, actually, there's just a ton of people. Of course, Surviving with Run. It's so much history and information that's available. Um, there's really no excuse to keep believing the lies when you can just look up the truth. So, let's see what else. I still miss my Maui. That's been really hard. But I've been painting a lot. I've been working a lot. I've been around the house, obviously. Did my first yard sale. It was absolutely hilarious. I had my little pool set up and my drinks, and went through all the clothes, and I really didn't know what I was doing. And I had one little girl that came with her grandma. Her name was Grace, and everyone calls her Gracie. And her grandma is Miss Nancy. And I said, oh my gosh, I've got a Cinderella dress in the closet. I wasn't planning on selling it, but let me just, So I bring it out. She's like, oh, and then she realizes it has a matching purse, and she didn't even know it had matching gloves inside the purse. So she got a special surprise when she got home. But so she's like, how much? I'm like, this is a Disney dress from Disney World. So I was like, well, I was gonna sell it for like $15. And the grandma was like, oh, look on the back here. It's like, it had like a couple little marks on it. And I was like, okay. And so then by this time, the grandma was also telling me the little girl is paying for it herself, and she's digging through her purse, and she's getting out dollars and change, and she's like, how much is it? I said, how much? I said, $7. She gave me $7. Basically, what she had in her hand is just, I was like, $7. So it was really cute. She's like, this is the bestest house ever. And that was my only customer for my yard sale. I had some people stop by, but nobody was really interested in what we had, just basically some clothes. they were either extra small or like a man's medium. So it's all good. I had fun doing it though, and I'm just gonna take him to like the consignment shop because we have actually a lot of dresses and things that no one's ever even worn. Some of them still have the tags, so you can just clean your closets, ladies, and go down, make some money for your daddy. Put it back in the cookie jar. So we're gonna do that and see what they give us. And I had the thought of, since modern women are being raised to be unsubmissive, when they reach that point where they're like, oh, I want to submit to a man, then how do they then learn to be submissive? Is it possible to learn to be submissive when you've been raised to not be submissive? That is the question. I kind of say no. You'd have to have like a born again moment, come to Jesus moment of humility, um, shame for the way you've behaved. Um, oh, thanks. Oh, that's very nice. Thank you. Good name. Thank you, dear. Appreciate that very much, so much. Yeah, I'm just busy, busy. It's like 24 hours a day. Um, with my husband's schedule and the cooking and everything. I'm trying to keep up. So I really should have a scheduled live time, and I was working on that, but my husband's schedule changes so frequently, and I have to be flexible, so daddy comes first. But anyway, well, send me some questions and stuff, and I'll try to do some answers for you. But in the meantime, ladies, if you are interested in trying to become more submissive, you need to read, you need to do your homework, you need to study. It helps to change your heart. It's like reading the Bible is like food for your soul, right? So read the story of Esther, one of the best examples ever. Fantastic. Doesn't even matter what religion you are, but it's such a fantastic story. Um, just read the Bible, period. All the scriptures about marriage, husbands, wives, you know, husband's the head of the wife. Um, as Christ is the head of the church, etc., etc. There's plenty of books out there. Watch lots of videos. Uh, Mainly, honestly, men's content tends to be, for me, the most direct, because women kind of fruity it around, and I really haven't found too many women that actually are going to just teach it the way it needs to be taught. So it's hard. How you learn to be submissive from a man would be when you hear the examples and you hear what a conversation was like, and you see how what the woman did wrong, how she reacted. Then you could say to yourself, oh, I do that, oh, I shouldn't do that, oh, I interrupt him all the time, oops, or whatever. Start when you're listening to the men's content, you can study and then reflect yourself, right? Self-awareness, whatever. Look at yourself and say, do I do any of these things? For the love of God, hopefully you don't have anybody in your chats or whatnots, your messages and things like that. Unless you're like doing some sort of business, content creator stuff, da da da. It has to be on the up and up. Totally legit and able to be seen by your husband at any time. But, I've learned so much. I mean, Tom Likas is probably one of the first ones I ever heard. Big John, the guy with the cigar and the whiskey. I don't know what his channel's called now, but I thought it was still John. Whatever. Tall white guy, usually wears sunglasses. Cool dude. Cool dude. And I think he's just probably had a million channels. And then, of course, Undead Chronic. drives me nuts when I start listing people, because then I don't like to forget folks. But anyway, but Undead Chronic was one of, like, I've done so many videos about him. And I even got to be a moderator once before they deleted my other channel. So, but always given me uh, very respectful commentary and said nice things about my videos. Even shared one of my videos when I lost another channel, so I was always very appreciative of that. To all the gentlemen, actually, and the Manosphere and the War Band and everybody, I honestly, 99.9% of men I've ever had contact with through the Manosphere about content and whatnot have been wonderful. Just gentlemen, um, very honest, which is good. I mean, that's what it's all about. Um, but really, I mean, I tell women all the time that they have it in their mind that most men are like the boogeyman, the bad guys. It's like, no, really, you have the wrong perception. Most men are wonderful and decent and would help you if you're in trouble, will open the door for you. Well, this is my experience, I know Anna will know it's true, actually, because if most men weren't decent human beings, you couldn't walk down the street as a woman unaccompanied. You couldn't go out at night, and drink and then take an Uber and just assume you're going to make it home without being accosted, you know. That's because the majority of men are good men. So that's something feminism has done a very bad job of poisoning children's minds, boys and girls, not just women, because it's made the boys think, oh, being a boy, like this trait and that trait's bad, and they really try to socially engineer it out of them. And they know that makes us weak. It makes us weak. No families, no country, you know. So, anywho, but Undead Chronic, I believe, is the first place that I heard No Hymen, No Diamond. The second place I heard it was Black Ram 313, who also great content creator, just amazing. So many great videos for years. I think I've seen Undead Chronic's videos for, like, I want to say, could it be 10 years? Is it possible? Could it be that long? I kind of think it is, which is kind of freaky. But I've been there since Undead Chronic's early channels. Oh, goodness, I don't want to get my messages right now. It's not my master, so it's okay. But, and then, of course, just a whole host of amazing. Frost has been Hermit. He was Island Hermit for a while. He's been banned so many times, bless his heart, but he made it on. I remember in the beginning when he first started, he wanted to get on, and he finally did, and I was like, yes, good for you, kid. Like a lot of these young guys, to me, like Ribby the Party Frog, he got yeeted. Over 100,000 subs. He had over 120,000 subs, and they just boop took him out. And he's been rebuilding, but I think he's also got a life and working, and so, and he was part of the War Band, and there's just a bunch. Sir Yedis has been around for quite a while and really done some great content. Good for him. Giving me a shout out, and I appreciate that. Who else? You got Taylor the Fiend. You've got the Manic guy. What's his name? Chit and Jazz. And you got the Ghost Gray guy. You've got some mummy dude. And then you've got, like, The Wall. That, I think it's just called The Wall. And their videos are fantastic. Really great editing. So much fun. Of course, Vibing with Run. Got such a great, just historical channel. Like, anybody that ever wanted to know anything about domestic discipline should watch Surviving with Run's channel. Just fantastic. Matter of fact, people should have him on as a guest speaker in the historical aspect of family corporal punishment. And they have lots of podcasts for that stuff. I used to have one subscribed to my last channel. I have to find them again, but they have people all the time. You should go on. I mean, I need to do some interviews too, because nobody, I mean, I've got like less than 200 people have found my channel again, so I have work to do. But what else? Uh, goodness, I don't know. Like I said, there's a long list, and then I start forgetting people. And to me, these are genuine content creators, not put here by the system, not like, um, the grifters or the scammers or anything like that. Like, these are amazing men who've been around for a really long time, building their channels, building content, taking the heat, you know, getting put on lists for just, exercising your freedom of speech, which is crazy. Sir Hammerhand and some others, I think he made it on the front page. And I hope that he's able to sue them for, not blasphemy, slander, for labeling him as like a, what, pizza, you know, that's not okay. You can ruin people's lives and they take your money. So anyway, stuff's going on about that, and I hope that it is successful. Um, there are Sandman is, of course, at this point legendary, and I didn't want to start listing people. One Fast Jack up in Canada, eh? Yeah, just everyone's got their thing, and I really enjoy that, and just appreciate all the little, gold nuggets and sometimes very sad, difficult, painful stuff. But we have to know. How do we know and do better or help others if we don't know the suffering that people have? And since women seem to live in a bubble, and they do virtue signaling, kind of caring about things idealistically, but like actually helping, I'd say the majority don't, where I think men, obviously in the Manosphere, have done a fantastic job of coming together. They've raised money for different men that were, fighting for custody of their children, or, battling this or that, or just having a terrible time. And that's really critical because there is nowhere for men. And that's something that women completely take for granted. We honestly do. And then walk by and say, why are you oppressing us? As the poor guy is digging the ditch, for heaven's sake. I am so grateful to all the men I always see working so damn hard, starting with my husband. But doing the roads and the bridges, and I watch them build bridges, and I'm like, my God, it's phenomenal. I mean, who wants to be up on that platform above moving traffic, building a bridge? I mean, just really, it's mind-blowing. And then, okay, I'm totally all over the place. My husband took me to Orlando, and they have those big power, like they almost look like from a Transformer movie, like big things. And they look like big giant robots, but there's something that has to do with like the FPL wires or something. My husband explained it. My brain was like, okay, Daddy. All I know is there's a helicopter flying on the top of this freaking thing, and on the very top was like, he was like changing a light bulb or screwing something in, or I don't know what this guy was doing, but he was just hanging down from a helicopter, standing on top of this thing, thousands and thousands of feet in the air. I was like, bro, you're unbelievable. Like, that's crazy. I could never. I mean, the jobs that men do are, it's very frustrating that it's even like a debate. Oh, with the whole stupid equality thing. It's just, oh God, it's just ridiculous. So anyway, so again, I've been up since like 3:30, working my butt off, having a good morning, pleasing my loving master and doing what I'm supposed to do. We were talking about, can an unsubmissive woman learn how to become submissive? And I say the only way that's possible is like a total come to Jesus, put me into the holy water and bring me back up, baptism, renewed heart, humbleness, humility, and shame, confession of all your wicked ways, Jezebel woman. No, I'm just kidding. Unless it's true. And then I don't know if you could be a wife. That's, anyway. But you would really have to live your life daily like I acknowledge the fact that I would be in a gutter without my husband. I acknowledge the fact that I would be, addicted to something, and my kids would have ended up like this, and, I mean, just some women, many women, they end up just self-destructing. So I know that I am who I am because my husband saved me. He saved me from myself. He saved me from this world. He saved me from hardships. Someone close to me said, "You don't have to worry about finances, da da da." I said, "Well, I have other things to worry about." And she said, "Well, you have a husband, and, I need a husband." And I said, "Well, I also know how to listen when my husband speaks to me and tells me to do something. I know how to listen. You don't know how to listen. Therefore, you cannot have a husband." So that pretty much puts it as simply as it needs to be said, to be honest. If you're a woman and you can't listen, then you do not qualify to be a wife. I guess that, virginity puts you on a less than 1% level of top exclusivity, but after that, a few partners, and do you know how to listen? Were you in long-term relationships? You know, like your high school boyfriend, you're together for like 7 years or something, whatever. Or hopefully you're married, because there's so many situations out there. But all I know is that whatever your status is as a woman, if you want to be a wife, you better be able to listen like a really good doggy. Yes, you need to be obedient and know how to listen. Have you ever seen the videos of the service dogs? Have you seen what they're capable of doing and what they do for their masters, and the love and the relationship that they have is unbelievable. They trust each other like there's no tomorrow. One's walking frontwards, the other one's walking backwards, and they got each other's back. And this is a dog. These dogs are so freaking intelligent. They're out there sniffing out bombs, saving people, getting the bad guys. Can you imagine if a wife could just listen and say, "Okay, Daddy. Yes, sir. We'll do it your way, Daddy. Sounds good, Daddy." You know, how much better would families be, would marriages be, if women learned to be listen like a dog? But I'm so serious. A well-trained dog um, is very valuable. Actually, it's worth something. And so is a woman. If she's been trained by her husband, she's certainly worth something to her husband. She's worth something to her family and to the community. And I definitely have experienced a lot of appreciation from the community for things that I've done. Um, and just because I wanted to, and it's not like, oh, yay, give me an award or something, but it is nice that people recognize my husband uh, and say, "Oh, he has a good wife. She does such and such for the community, or such and such for the children," or, they certainly know very well that I home cook all his foods every day from scratch. They're like fantastic. A few different things. So his food always smells good, and they're always like, "What are you eating, Mama cooked me some stuff." So, and one of the nicknames they call him is Muscle Marinara, which I find absolutely hilarious. So, hey, Muscles, what'd your wife make you? And then he gets to brag about me. And I've told you guys before, sometimes he'll just call me from work, and he'll have like a room full of women there, and he'll be like, "Hey, honey," I'll be like, "Hey, Daddy," You know, so first of all, they're like, why is she so happy? Why is she so happy at 7 o'clock in the morning? And I'm always happy to hear from my daddy. So he says, who's in charge? I said, you are. You know, and he said, and who wears the pants? I said, Daddy does. They said, all right, honey. I said, okay, Daddy, bye. And then a few minutes later, he called back, and I was actually in the car getting ready to do my errand. And he goes, hey, honey. And I said, yes, sir. He goes, say it again because these women here don't believe you. And I said, excuse me? I said, it's in a good book. I'm pretty sure most of them are believers in the Lord. Aren't you ladies? You there? Some of you are preachers. Some of you there on Sunday. Yes, you are. And, you know, and it says that husband is the head of the wife and daddy's in charge. He's the boss. He's the head. And that's how it should be. And let me tell you, they were losing their minds. Uh, I even had one of his coworkers call with him and say, ma'am, I just want you to know it was very refreshing and I really appreciate the fact that you know, just said that candidly in front of everybody. And I was like, oh, it's my pleasure. You know, more women need to hear the message. So anyway, it's been so many years and so many fun stories, and it'll be 25 years in December. Can you imagine? Man. Hopefully he'll be retired next year. And then let the fun begin. Daddy and mommy, wherever he wants to go. So, anyway, guys, well, I love you, and I don't know what ever happened with these silly comments things. Sometimes I don't really know what I'm doing. Um, and I know I stopped on my list of content creators, which I knew I didn't want to forget. I, I just want to think real hard, real quick. There is 2 chicks that I so have passed my test because I'm very, very picky about females. I don't listen to females. One is Pink Book Lessons. She's she's on point. The other one is Remnant Princess, which reminds me I have to resubscribe because I lost my channel. Remnant Princess. She sounds very young, but everything she says is legit, and she's so sweet, so I was trying to give her support. Those are the only 2 girls I could think of that are like legit, legit, legit. I don't, I really don't. Sorry if I offend anybody. I don't really know anybody else. Um, Dr. Ginger Hamster, one of my favorites, rock and roll guy. Good dude. Um, gosh. Dr. BOA. I mean, it's just a list. There's such a good list. So you really can't run out. Coach Greg Adams. Come on, you can't forget Coach. Put him in there, Coach. Put me in, Coach. Put me in. I don't know. And all these people have all, you know, blessed me by saying something nice about me, giving me credit for being around all these years. It's been like, you know, this is definitely the 11th channel. And I'll just do my best. So it's kind of a pain. They also locked me out of my Facebook, so I had to restart a whole new one. Like, you scoundrels. I was trying to just use that for family. I didn't want to, you know, mix my channels with my Facebook. My family stuff is kind of, eh. I mean, even though I talk about pretty personal things, but I still, like, you know, it's, that's okay. Anywho, bunch of scoundrels. And you know what it was over? I got basically terminated from Facebook for a picture of Hunter. You know who? With the sunglasses, the scarf, and like the big adult diaper on. That's the picture. And they're like, this is indecent exposure. And, you know, and I'm like, first of all, it was so long ago it was posted. And they're just a bunch of scoundrels. R.I.P. the First Amendment, I tell you. George Orwell, 1984. If you've never seen it, put it in and watch it. It'll blow your mind. And these idiots even had the audacity to create a censorship program called the Ministry of Truth. Jerks. But then they ended up supposedly putting it to the side because people are freaking out about it. Because of course we should. Anyway, but I love you guys. I don't know why I cannot see anyone's comments, so I don't know if you're saying anything. I don't know if I hit a wrong button. Anything's possible, but I appreciate your support and I love you guys. Send me questions, and I'm gonna go do some more laundry, do some more work, making the house pretty for my family, my loving master, and wait for him to come home. And so, love you guys, and I'll talk to you soon. Alright, ciao. Let me see the button.